Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Good people see hostility rising daily.
Shalom, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in Atlanta, Georgia. The subject we're going to break down today is sin and how the law is not done away with. Okay, remember we have classes being held in Atlanta, Georgia at the Central Branch Library in downtown Atlanta. Any questions you have on class schedules or previous subjects, call 404-997-9123. The first scripture we're going to pull is in 1 John 3. We're going to prove what a sin is, because that's one of the most important things. When you talk to a Christian, a so-called Christian, you know, who says they're supposed to be following the law, you ask them what a sin is, they don't know. You understand? They can go to church for 30 years and never understand really what a sin is. So that's what we're going to prove to start things off. 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Okay, so a sin is the transgression of the law. What law is that? The law that's all through the Bible in the Old Testament, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, all through the Bible. There's certain laws and commandments that the Most High gave us to follow, like the dietary law that we went over previously. How you can't eat swine, you can't eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobsters. You can't marry a woman or a man outside of your nation. There's certain laws that the Most High gave us that we're supposed to follow, and when we break that law, when we transgress that law, we commit sin. You understand? And the law is still in effect. That's what we're going to prove today. Okay? Let's go to Matthew verse 5. This is Christ speaking out of his own mouth about the law. 5 verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So Christ said, think not that I am come to destroy the law. He says that because there was people thinking that Christ came to do away with the law or do away with the prophets. And when it says not to destroy the prophets, it's saying Christ didn't come to destroy anything the prophet said before him said. You know what I mean? Like Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, the prophets before Christ. He didn't come to destroy anything they said. Like Obadiah said how Esau or the Edomites were going to be wiped off the earth for their for what they did to their brother Jacob. You understand? Paraphrasing. So even things like that, Christ never came to destroy that. Like that's still in effect. You understand? Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Okay? So what Christ is saying, even the smallest commandment, it's not done away with. And when it says until heaven and earth pass, meaning like if you could still look up at the sky, you can see the heavens, the moon, the stars, and you still standing on the earth, which you know the earth abideth forever. It says, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. So not like basically the dotting of an I or the crossing of a T, okay, till all be fulfilled, meaning the law is never done away with. You understand? Verse 19, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do them and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So what Christ is saying also is, whoever's teaching you to break the least commandment, you understand, whether it's eating pork to murdering somebody, like whoever teaches that the law is done away with, or you can now sin because you're under grace. Okay, like Christians think because you're under grace, meaning you can sin for the rest of your life, or Christ died for sins that we're going to commit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's incorrect according to the scriptures, and it's evil and wicked. So men who teach that, your so-called leaders, your pastors, your TD Jakes, your Creflo Dollars, you know what I'm saying? Like those men like that, they'll be called least in the kingdom of heaven, meaning they'll be picking up horse manure or working sanitation, cleaning up the streets. They won't be having Rolls Royces and G4 jets and having 30,000 member congregations. Those men will be cleaning up the streets in the kingdom. You understand? Like they'll have a low spot in the kingdom of heaven. And on the flip side, it says, but whosoever shall do and teach them, which is important, you have to follow the law and teach the law. Like the Pharisees and Sadducees taught the law, but they didn't do the law. They said you can't be a whore or commit adultery, but they did the same thing. They was whores and committed adultery. You understand? And we're going to get that too in the scriptures. Okay? That's why it says, Shalaki, what it says, shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Meaning, then you'll rule lands. You understand? You'll be in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have power in the kingdom of heaven if you do that. Do the law and teach the law. Okay. A scripture I want to bring out. Basically, what we just said is to do and teach them. Talking about the Pharisees and Sadducees is in John, the 8th chapter. When we talk to Christians, what Christians say is they like to bring up this scripture about the adulteress and how you can't judge people and things like that. But they forget that one of the most important parts of this scripture or of this story is how Christ told this woman, he had mercy on this woman and told this woman not to live the life that she was living previously. Okay? Let's go to John the 8th chapter. Okay, so bear with me. John 8, we can start at verse 3. And it reads, and the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Okay, so the scribes and the Pharisees found a woman who was committing adultery, meaning having sex with another man other than her husband, which is wicked, which is a sin, which is transgression of the law, and is a death penalty in Israel. You understand? So they went to Christ, and they want to know what they should do with this woman. And if you understand the vibe of the Pharisees and the scribes and the Sadducees, they was always trying to trip Christ up. They was always trying to bring it to him like he'll say something against the scripture, against the law. That's why he said, think not that I come to destroy the law. Because they thought that. They thought they would catch him saying something unlawful. Okay? Verse 5. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned, but what sayest thou? Like Moses, a previous prophet, says she should be stoned. But they want to know what Christ has said. Now remember, Christ says he didn't come to destroy the prophets. Verse 6. This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down with his finger and wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. Okay, so he's ignoring them at this point. Verse 7. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. So they want to know what they should do with this whore. They want to know, Moses said kill her, what do you say? Now remember, Christ did not say you should not kill her. He didn't say she didn't do anything wrong. Well, he said, the one without sin, you cast the first stone. So whatever one out of you has never done it, you kill her first. Like, you be the first to put your hands on her, you understand? Verse 8. Verse 9. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even to the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. So now it's just Christ and this woman, because no man was able to say he was so righteous that he should cast the first stone. No one was able to do it, from the eldest to whoever. Like, they couldn't do it. You understand? So now it's just Christ and this woman. This is an important part. Verse 10. When Jesus had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? Okay. Verse 11. She said, no man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Okay, so he asked this woman, where are those that accuse you? Okay, like they was going to put her to death. Okay, but he said, whoever didn't sin has to do it first. Now, when he said to this woman, neither do I condemn thee, go and sin no more. Okay, so he understood what she did was wrong and is worth death. But he told her to go and sin no more. We learned that sin in 1 John 3 and 4 is transgressing the law. So basically what he's saying is go and don't transgress the law anymore. Don't be a whore. Don't commit adultery. Don't eat the swine, pork. Don't eat crab, shrimp, lobster. You know what I'm saying? Don't do anything that's unlawful, that's against the law. Now when Christians read this, they take this as you can't judge. Everyone has sin. They look at it at that point. They don't see the part at the end where it says go and sin no more. Like they take the grace and the mercy of our King Yahushua as a joke. Okay, so when we understand that when it says go and sin no more, it just means don't break the law, and how the law is still in effect. Okay, with that, basically that's basically what I want to bring out. If you have any questions, call 404-997-9123. Remember that classes are at the Central Branch Library in downtown Atlanta. Remember to pay your tithes to the ISUPK.com or 10% or whatever the Most High gives you. If you get $100, you pay 10%, which would be $10 to the truth, to the school. Support the truth, support the prophets bringing out the truth. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.
Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous treading the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Poor people see hostility rising daily. Ignorant multiply brutality. I see that they run gone left mommy. Fi struggle the hard road with 5 beginning. Our I see baby having baby. Nothing that happen no do.